In the second episode, Norma is unfortunately facing the kind of growing revelation that Norman has some serious problems, and I think she believes that she can sort of mother away any of the things that make Norman unusual. But I think Norma is beginning to realize that her fears for this boy who she loves more than anything in the world just keep growing and growing.
Wake up. Okay. Now you have to tell me now why you're here.
I killed the guy that killed my dad.
When Bradley tells Norman that she killed Gil, it's obviously a shock to see the change that Bradley has gone through, you know, from the girl that he fell in love with to now. You're putting me in an impossible situation.
Norman has basically found himself trying to figure out, what am I going to do with this girl? She's just killed somebody. How do I help her? And, you know, what are the consequences of helping her?
This new Bradley, well, she just does things impulsively.
Maybe a bus ticket is the way to go. I mean, it's harder to track than...
She's going off the deep end.
I want to be there for you.
Then be here.
That's a scary promise for him to make because she was just in a mental institution and he doesn't know, am I doing the right thing for her? So that's kind of a really compelling moral decision for him.
At the same time that Norman is hiding Bradley, Norma wants to help Norman kind of be a normal, adjusted person in this town, and she decides the way that they're going to do that is they're going to do a musical together.
Norma seeks out a therapy venue in the form of community theater. Let's get Norman out of that dank basement. Let's get Norman out of sort of the macabre headspace of taxidermy and embalming animals. It's not the kind of life, a summer she envisions for Norman.
We have these interesting counterpunctual events that are happening. On the one hand, Norma and Norma are trying to be in this musical.
I have to be somewhere by 8.
Good luck with that.
On the other hand, Norman is trying to help this girl who's just murdered somebody get away with it.
There's this time pressure. He's now stuck between leaving his mum at the audition or going back to Bradley and making sure that she gets on the bus. And so I guess chooses the best option. We're going to do this together. We came here to do it. Like you said, it's going to be fun. And I guess in that moment chooses her over Bradley. You know, Norma is always going to be the most important person in Norman's life.
We gotta go. I have everything, come on.
Gil getting shot is a completely shocking event to everyone in town because Gil was very high up in one of the drug families and supposedly untouchable.
It wasn't some pissant trimmer who just got shot. This is Gil Turner.
Yeah, who would do that?
We'll find out.
In the back of his mind, I think Dylan suspected that Bradley was involved with it. But at the same time, he realizes like the repercussions of this and what it's going to cause and what's going to happen.
It's assumed immediately that he was killed by the rival family.
Like, you don't take down like a guy like this, like it just doesn't happen.
This kicks off a drug war between the two drug families in this town, and that's just something which has got enormous consequences for everybody.
Dylan realizes that he's kind of getting deeper and deeper. At this point, he's in survival mode.
In the next episode, we start to see what the results of that are.
What are you gonna do?
Don't worry.
I don't believe you!
Get out of my house!
Yeah, I'm looking for Norma Bates.
I'm her brother.
Don't ever let him back in here.
I'm not gonna let him hurt you!
Stop it!